Hey, what's up, guys? Another perfume fragrance review kind of thing. I know I got another message that you guys couldn't really hear me, some people, but I can't really turn my microphone up any louder, so hopefully, I don't know, just turn up your volume. I have a deep voice. I don't know how to turn it up any louder without running the risk of my microphone just echoing, so don't know what else to really say about that. But I'm going to do some reviews, impressions of Profumum Roma. I probably said that wrong, that house. But that's why I'm writing the name in the description, because I'm sure I butcher all the names. I should say that although I like a lot of sweet scents, admittedly I don't eat a lot of sweets, but I do like a lot of sweeter scents, vanilla, that kind of thing. So I tried basically the most 4 hyped vanilla fragrances kind of that I saw from them that basically seemed like the most hype from them. So that's what I did. And I should say that all these fragrances were pretty darn strong for what I was putting on. I know some people say Nasamato is very highly concentrated, a lot of that guy's fragrances, but I was less than impressed. So I don't know if I got if this stuff has been reformulated or not, but this stuff definitely a little goes a long way. I honestly couldn't even tell you exactly how strong all of this is because I didn't dare to put too much on, because I got a pretty good vibe of what it was going to smell like from just a little baby bit. So there you go. Anyway, let's start with Dulcis and Fundo first. There's only 2 notes in that whole fragrance, just citrus and vanilla. And what I got out of this was basically kind of like what a lot of other people got, a creamsicle sort of smell. It's, I know some people say that Allure on Sport smells a bit like a creamsicle, which I do like that scent as well, and I do think it does smell quite a bit like a creamsicle. But this is like definitely on another level of creamsicle smell. It's also very candy-like, sort of like one of a hard crystals sort of candy. Maybe a Jolly Rancher, but I can't think of a Jolly Rancher flavor that this would smell like. But it's definitely very crystal, sort of hard candy kind of smelling with that creamsicle. And it's admittedly very linear. Every time I've worn this, I've gotten bored while wearing it. Now, that isn't to say I don't like it, because I've kind of gone back and forth. Sometimes I have really liked it, and other times I've just been like, haven't liked it too much, but definitely every time it's been pretty linear. So that is definitely something to watch out for. So yeah, crystal kind of candy, Jolly Rancher-ish, with a creamsicle smell, and with some like marshmallow fluff kind of smell in the background going on. And I would say this lasts for, man, it lasts a long time. Let's say, who knows, 7 hours, maybe more. It'll definitely last a long time. So as that's going on, you know, it is definitely a bit piercing and sharp. Like all these fragrances are a little bit like that. Like, I mean, it's definitely pretty strong. So as it goes on, you know what I mean, it loses a bit of the creamsicle and the hard candy but again, many, many hours later. And the marshmallow starts to come out more through, and it becomes more creamy. And I get a bit of a frosting kind of smell too, kind of like a cake frosting, sweet orange kind of frosting smell as well. And then at the very end, it's definitely more vanilla with some marshmallow kind of smell. Which I should say that even though there's only just 2 notes in this, citrus and vanilla, I didn't really consider this a vanilla bomb until the very, very end. And maybe other people will think that this is like super vanilla the whole time, but I guess maybe for me, since I like a lot of vanilla fragrances, I didn't consider this I wasn't like blown away by all the vanilla, or my nose didn't instantly relate this to like, oh, this is just a huge vanilla bomb. But that could just be because, you know, my nose first was going to relate it to a creamsicle or hard candy kind of smell. So anyway, there is a lot of vanilla though, again, at the end. Again, projection-wise, I mean, who can say? Because I only put so much on, but I mean, it's got to be at least decent. You know what I mean? Decent to probably above average. I don't know about beast mode, but it's definitely pretty strong. Longevity, again, who can say? Because I only put so much on, and let's say 12, 15 hours. I mean, it definitely lasts a long time for what you're putting on. Overall, I did like the smell. Again, so I will say a candy creamsicle for a lot of hours when it starts off. And then it becomes a little more frostiness kind of smell as the marshmallow fluff that was in the beginning becomes more and more prominent. And then at the very last, who knows how many hours, it's a very creamy vanilla with marshmallow, warm sort of marshmallow. Because since the citrus has died down, it becomes a little warmer as well. So yeah, I did like it. I know some people have compared it to a creme brulee, and I honestly can't remember the last time I've ate a creme brulee, so that probably sounds kind of bad, but I can't remember the last time I've ate one of those, so I can't give you a good exactly if I think it smells like that. I've seen it compared to a vanilla cake as well. I don't really think it smells like a vanilla cake either, so I just get the candy, creamsicle, marshmallow fluff, a little bit of frosting, and then at the very end, creamy vanilla with a marshmallow, warmer marshmallow kind of smell. Overall, I did like it. Would I buy it? Geez, I don't know. It just seems like I said, I've gotten bored a lot of times when I've worn it. So I would just be, why would you buy so much? Because it's about, I think all these fragrances are about $250. So maybe a split. I mean, I don't know why anyone would buy a full bottle of this, but I guess if they really loved it, right? But I might get like a small decant of this sometimes, but I'm not super horny about it, but I did enjoy it. It's just that every time I've worn it, though, I have gotten a little bored of it. So there you go. That's my impression of that one. Let's get to the next one, and it's another kind of creamsicle. Not exactly a creamsicle, but it gets compared to a fudgesicle a lot. The Sorriso, or whatever it's called. And this just has chocolate, bitter orange, vanilla, and woodsy notes. And again, it's only one tier, so there's not a lot in it. I see this compared to a lot of different stuff. First, so I'll try to give you what I think. I'll give you my review or my 2 cents on what other people have compared it to. A cupcake. I don't think this smells like any kind of cupcake I've ever smelled. So I'm throwing that one out the window. Not a cupcake. I've seen it compared to a vanilla chocolate milkshake. Maybe, but I mean, that's really pushing it for me personally. If it's a vanilla sort of chocolate milkshake, I would say that it is just like the froth, if that's the correct word. Just like the froth or the bit of the foam from a vanilla chocolate milkshake, that kind of thing. So it's one of those smells that, and this is basically was my opinion the whole time. So say you get, again, let's say a vanilla chocolate milkshake, right? And you get that little bit of smell and you're about to drink in it. So you're like teased and you're like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And that was kind of my impression from the whole fragrance. I kept waiting for it to get better and it just never did, basically, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, this smells like this might be good. Is this going to turn into something? But again, this was very linear. It never really got delicious for me. So basically just, I guess, the froth or the foam of a vanilla chocolate milkshake that's already been drinking. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it wasn't really quite delicious. As a matter of fact, I know I forgot to mention it in the last video. I think that that vanilla Absolute from Montal smells more like a vanilla chocolate-ish milkshake with the vanilla mixed in with the woods, and that really gives it kind of a chocolate, almost kind of a hot chocolate smell, almost kind of sometimes, you know what I mean, towards the end. But vanilla chocolate milkshake, no. Froth of the foam of a vanilla chocolate milkshake, maybe. Okay, what else have this been compared to that I've seen? I saw it compared to like an Oreo cookie, maybe. I would say if it's an Oreo cookie, it's like, imagine taking, so an Oreo is like the chocolate, the cream and the chocolate, right? You got to take off one of the chocolate things because it's just not that rich, and it's just got to be maybe a double stuffed Oreo, but let's say it's like quadruple stuffed and only one piece of chocolate on it, because there's this one is also pretty piercing to my nose. The creaminess of it, like this kind of like a creamy chill, which I'll get to after this. So something like that, and it almost, I would say, and if it's that kind of Oreo, I would say it's one of those rip-off Oreos. One of those budget Oreos that doesn't taste as good as a real Oreo. Not that I really like Oreos in the first place, but you know, they have those like name brand kind of like candy, cereal, whatever, cookies at stores, and it's never actually as good as like the name brand. Like, yeah, this would be like a quadruple stuffed Oreo then, with only one side of chocolate, and it's like the budget brand that doesn't smell as good. So, getting that out of the way, right? So, again, I don't really think that either. Now, the one thing I've seen to compare to that I will agree is a fudgesicle. Okay, so why do I think that? Fudgesicle I will agree with because, again, this is pretty piercing to my nose the whole time. And maybe it's that bitter orange with just how strong this is, adding a bit of the wood. Like, it almost makes me get a tingle just thinking about it. But you know when you get like an ice cream or a popsicle and you like hit the wood? Do you know what I mean? And you get like that tingle or whatever. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. So imagine like you're opening the freezer, right? Because again, this is just so piercing to my nose. So you're getting like that tingle chili frosty mix of opening a freezer, and the creamsicle is there. You know what I mean? So you get that chill. And a creamsicle isn't really, although who knows? Maybe there's like some better kinds. But I'm just thinking the creamsicle, or not, a fudgesicle. Fudgesicle. I've been saying creamsicle, haven't I? A fudgesicle. The fudgesicle isn't very super chocolatey. Like, it's chocolatey, but it's not like super. Maybe it's just because it's too cold. I don't know. So maybe it's that like bitter orange with just how piercing this is, and that little tiny bit of wood that's adding a bit of a chill factor to this. And the chocolate is just pretty minute for me. That makes me think, I will agree, this does smell kind of like a fudgesicle with that in mind. And honestly, it stays this is pretty linear throughout the whole thing again for me, the whole fragrance. I didn't get much out of this, like at least the creamsicle, you know, the Dulcis and Fundo. You know, I smelled a little bit more than just creamsicle. I smelled like, you know, some marshmallow fluff, and you know, then I guess it's candy-like, you know what I mean? And then like it's more creamy marshmallow, vanilla, way more vanilla at the end. This was pretty much the whole thing all the way through. It just got less strong for me. Again, how strong it is, who can say? I can only put so much on this, and this one actually has made me a little sick at the beginning before when I tried it. So definitely be careful. Again, longevity, God, who knows how long it lasts. I'm gonna say, again, let's say 12 hours because I've only put so much on, you know, and that's not a bad thing because 12 hours, that's gonna last you throughout the day, I would think. But overall, this was the one that I actually thought that I might like the most, just because of the chocolate and everything. I had some high hopes for this, but I was kind of disappointed. I didn't really like this one, and you might ask, well, do I think creamsicles smell better than fudgesicles? No, I don't. I don't really care for either of them. You know what I mean? That's one of those things that when you're a kid, I think I'd rather have a popsicle than a creamsicle or a fudgesicle. I don't think any of them are that great personally. But no, so you would say, why do I think Dulcis and Fundo then is better than this? Well, I just think this is just a okay fudgesicle, but whereas Dulcis and Fundo would be a pretty good creamsicle. So that's why I would say that is better. You know what I mean? So I didn't really care for this one. I don't think I would ever feel the need to even buy a decant of this. But overall, so yeah, I'll say, you know, maybe the froth or the foam of a chocolate vanilla milkshake, and I'm using that a little bit lightly, and it certainly isn't delicious. And a fudgesicle. And actually, thinking about it, something else I would compare the two. Again, the whole time that I wore this, I know I'm ranting a little bit. The whole time I wore this, I just kind of was hoping that it would get better, and it just never did. And one analogy I was thinking in my head is another thing I think that to compare it to is maybe a sort of treat that okay, do you know like when you're a kid and you eat some certain like, oh God, how should I explain? Okay, let me give it a different example. Okay, let's say something like Pocky, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just a chocolate and a biscuit. And I think that tastes really good, right? I mean, I love that shit, actually. That's a pretty good treat to eat sometimes. Now, let's say that you, again, this is a weird analogy, but say like that Godiva or something. Like it's more like, that they have those like chocolate biscuits too, right? So Pokey costs like $2. Godiva chocolate biscuits, again, these are just the same thing too. A Godiva chocolate biscuit is like $10. You know what I mean? So 5 times more. And you know, like your parents, like maybe they think they're spoiling you and they buy you something a little more expensive treat. But when you're a kid and then you eat it and you're like, man, this more expensive thing doesn't even taste as good. Fuck this. That's kind of what I thought of this. Like, if this is like a milkshake kind of thing too, this is like the milkshake that is just like, man, this is like a rich people's, well, not Godiva isn't rich, but I mean, this is like a more expensive milkshake. It's like, just give me a plain one. It doesn't have to be an expensive ingredient. Give me just the Pokey. That tastes better than this $10 stupid, you know, chocolate biscuit for people that, you know, are spending way more money than they should on chocolate. That's kind of the vibe I've got from this too. It's just kind of like, I kind of feel like just the chocolate, like just give me more chocolate. Just give me something simple. Like it doesn't have to be complicated. I'm not sure if that made sense, but anyway. So let's get to the other ones. Acqua e Zucchero. I think I said that right. That just has orange blossom, forest fruits, and vanilla. So again, there's not a lot in this. And I have seen this compared to a pink sugar. Now, I've never worn pink sugar, but I have smelled pink sugar. And I will say, just from smelling it like that, yes, I do think this smells like pink sugar. Of course, this is also, I'm not sure how much pink sugar is, but this is like $250. So I'm sure there's some differences, again, when you wear it on skin. But just offhand, I do agree it smells like pink sugar. For me, this kind of was, you know, it was surprisingly, I hesitate to say fresh and clean smelling, but it was surprisingly fresh and clean smelling. So you get that orange blossom, and you know, maybe even some, who knows, some like a little bit of neroli or bergamot. I mean, it was definitely much more clean smelling, or at least I picked up on some clean smelling notes than I anticipated. But overall, it was like a very sweet, sort of candy, berry-ish hand lotion, something like that. That's what I got with some pixie sticks. That's the only kind of candy I can think of to compare it to. You know those like pixie sticks? I don't even know if they still sell them. I know they're around when I was a kid though. So kind of like pixie, kind of powdery pixie sticks. Do you know what I'm talking about? So that's basically what I got from it. Again, very linear. So yeah, surprisingly fresh, very sweet, very candy-ish, pixie stick candy. Berry hand lotion. Oh, with some vanilla, of course, in the background, adding a little bit of creaminess. I will say, I thought this smelled good. I don't think at any point I wore this, I thought it was sharp or piercing, like Dulcis and Fundo or Sorriso. But it's definitely very girly. And I know this is marketed as unisex, and this is quite a bit more feminine than a lot of other unisex things out there, I think. I don't think it's too feminine to wear. I'm just not sure if I would wear it unless like a girlfriend liked it or wanted to smell it. Because I like girly stuff, but I mean, this is definitely pretty damn girly, I think. I know, I mean, there's some reviews that they think it's a panty dropper or something like that, dude. I don't know, man. It's pretty girly. I mean, I don't think it smells bad, but again, pretty darn girly. So, again, performance and projection, let's say, again, who knows? All of these, man, same broken record. They all did well for what I'm putting on. So, you're getting what you pay for. You know what I mean? Would I buy a decant of this or something? Again, maybe if a girlfriend liked it, because I do think it smells all right. Not amazing, but it smells all right. But then again, you know, it smells like pink sugar. And I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure of an interesting thing other way to describe it. So yeah, surprisingly fresh and clean aspect to it with pixie sticks, sweet berries, candy kind of lotion with the vanilla. Pretty linear as well. Not much change at all in my skin. And the last and most unremarkable one was Vanitas. I don't know. Very extremely unremarkable. I saw some people, or let's just say, again, let's go to the note breakdown. Not much in it. There's just African orange flower, although another thing says it's orange blossom. I don't know if there's a difference between orange blossom and African orange flower, but whatever. Sandalwood, vanilla and myrrh. Did I say that right? Probably not, but whatever. This one was very unremarkable to me. This one was also a little piercing, I think. I've seen this one compared, or I've seen this one, people said that this is a huge vanilla bomb. I didn't think it was a super vanilla bomb. Like, I saw some people that like supposedly like sweet scents that thought that this was too out there of a vanilla. I didn't think it was. But again, I like vanilla scents as well, so I'm not sure. To me, it wasn't. I was just underwhelmed by it. So yeah, I didn't think it was some huge vanilla bomb. I saw some, I think on Fragnatica, it's actually compared to Montal's Vanilla Absolute. I don't think these two smell anything alike. Although I do think it smells like another fragrance, which I can't name off the top of my head, but I do think it smells like something else. I will say again, this like the Acqua e Zucchero. I don't know how you ever say that, right? I will say this one was actually surprisingly had a little bit of freshness and cleanness to it as well. I guess that orange blossom really, my nose really picked up on it. I've seen it compared to cotton candy. Sure, let's roll with that. Again, I wasn't impressed. This one was totally over my head. I mean, I didn't really get the love for it. Performance and projection, again, all of these are awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, you're getting what you pay for. I mean, in terms of performance and projection, all of them very linear for the most part, but I mean, you know what I mean? If you like the smell, man, I'm telling you, like an example I should give, like imagine you're spraying from the bottle. Now take your hand and just go right over it a little bit, just like a little bit of juice, you know what I mean? Left, dude, and just like put it on you like that, or well, I guess with your finger, right? Just do that, and you're gonna do good, dude. You know what I mean? So all of these are great like that. I thought this was the most uninteresting one. Did absolutely nothing for me. Totally lost on me. So yeah, I guess surprisingly sweet. Again, kind of sweet, kind of hand bath soap lotion kind of thing. Moisturizer. Again, I didn't really think it was that great. I guess cotton candy. Maybe I need to try it some more times. I tried it a few times and I just kind of thought like, whatever, dude. Not impressed. So overall, what am I going to say? The worst? I'm going to say this one. Vanitas. I don't know. Well, that's the worst. Second worst, I guess I'm going to give it a tie. The Sorriso and the Acqua e Zucchero. Again, the Sorriso or whatever, I don't think it smelled that bad. I was just waiting for it to smell better. I guess if you want a fudgesicle smell, I agree it does smell like that. If you want a creamy froth, kind of from a vanilla chocolate milkshake, but not a vanilla chocolate milkshake, again, that as a kid you would want to drink. It's one of those things that like a grown-up drinks and they think it tastes like awesome. But you're as a kid, you're like, man, why doesn't this taste as good as the one that I just made when I just dumped the whole chocolate in? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, this one tastes like not as good as like, I don't know why you're paying more money for it. You know, imagine that's my inner child is coming out and like thinking that. It's like, I'd rather just have a super, let me go buy the cheap chocolate milkshake. You know what I mean? So just the froth or the foam of a chocolate vanilla milkshake a little bit. Something like that. You know, I don't think it smells like a cupcake or anything to me. Whatever, so anyway. And then I guess I'll say that ties with the Acqua e Zucchero. I mean, it smells a lot like pink sugar. I do think it smells pretty good. But I mean, it's very girly, you know what I mean? And I should say, I guess if anyone asks, it's like, well, you don't like it, but all of these are, unisex basically. Would you like it if a girl wore it? And I should just say, my perspective, actually, it's kind of hypocritical. I actually don't care about girls wearing perfume or fragrances, actually. I know that sounds kind of weird because I'm into them. I mean, I know, maybe it sounds kind of silly, right? You know what I mean? But as long as a girl's hair smells good, I mean, I think that's awesome. I actually don't really care to smell anything on a girl. Just as long as she doesn't smell like crap or nasty, her hair smells good, and maybe some lipstick. Like, I can tell you, I'm going off onto a rant here, but one of the girls I used to have a crush on when I was younger, super hot babe. You know what, dude, she smelled so fucking good. Like, that's one of the things I remember about her. I don't know if she watches my YouTube. I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I don't even know if she knows this, but dude, she smelled so good all the time. And you wanna know what it was? Her fucking lip smackers. She like just drowned her lips, and she had really nice lips too, and I like big lips, so anyway, you know what I mean, dude? So her lip smackers just smelled so fucking, I don't know if I ever told her that. Maybe I did. It was so long ago. Those were the days, right? Anyway, really pretty girl, but awesome lips. And just lip smackers, and man, just as a dude, man, her hair smelled nice. Her lip smackers smelled fucking amazing every time. I don't know how else to explain, you know what I mean? So I don't even care about girls wearing fragrances, really. I've never smelled any girl fragrance that I've thought that is amazing. So again, if anyone was thinking of like, well, do you think you would like this on a girl? I don't really care, honestly. So and then I'll say the best is Dulcis and Fundo. Creamsicle, candy, marshmallow fluff, and then more vanilla creamy at the end. Again, pretty linear though, even though saying that, but I like that one the most. Again, every time I've worn it though, I've gotten a little bored of it though. That's the only reason I would think that maybe just a small decant and I would be set. So that's my reviews. Thanks for watching, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of I got off into a little bit of rant there, but you know. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Like, subscribe. Just please don't hate it. Anyway, at the end, thanks.